All right, so welcome to another episode of the 1A Zone, and basically, I just want it's another video about me talking about how I feel like New York City is never gonna be the same again. So this past weekend, I decided just to go out on a whim to help out my friend, and it was a beautiful weekend. So I decided to head out to Queens, and you know, well, actually, I helped him out on Friday night. Then I was able to stay over for Saturday, where I spent the whole day like just walk around Queens or whatnot. So, and actually, it was by chance that while I was scrolling on IG, I noticed that basically they were talking about the White Castle by the close to the Queens Center Mall in Elmhurst, Elmhurst, Queens, basically was going to shut down. So after I think it's like 85 years. I should have remembered. I seen this the year. I seen the date numerous times. It's been around since like the early 1900s, right? This particular White Castle, and I know it's been around since my mother first came to New York, and it's definitely been around for my whole lifetime. Like basically, the amount of times I walked by there just to go to the Queen Center Mall, I walked in there to get some quick bite to eat or something. You know, back in the days when the stuff used to be considered like actual food and whatnot, and not now, which is like overly processed crap with a lot of garbage chemicals and ingredients in it. You know, definitely not the same like back in the days when I had it, and definitely when I had it, was definitely a big change from, and not a good change from the early 1900s. All right. So, so basically, I was kind of sad. I was really sad, you know what I mean? And I was really sad about seeing it go. Took, until I realized that basically, well, I was just serving, nothing but toxic garbage. So it's like, there's really no, uh, it's of no value if they were going to stay, and it was just basically, I mean, it's a landmark. That's for damn sure. It's a landmark. Anyone who lived in Queens and went to the Queens Center Mall regularly, basically they know that basically that was the spot. Everybody see it. Even if I didn't go eat there in my recent days, I just like walk by and it's just something that you see and it's just part of your memories, man. And actually, since I was there on that Saturday of the week that it was supposed to close up. It was supposed to close up on Wednesday, by the way, but for some reason they closed a day early, which is kind of unusual. I don't know, but in any case, so that Saturday I decided to go. You know what? Let me go have a couple more sliders. Never had a slider in. I don't remember the last time I had a slider there. Any White Castle in general, because again, most fast food places are junk. 99% of the fast food places out there are junk. But like I just said, the hell of it. So I literally I literally ate garbage for the sake of nostalgia. But actually, where is it? Do I still have it somewhere here? I hope I have. Oh yeah, it's right here. Right. So basically, I literally kept the the bag that it came in, the little plastic bag. Does it still smell like? Can't really tell. So yeah, this is the White Castle bag I got from there. I'm very sentimental. I'm a sentimental wanker. I don't know. And the receipt. So I kept it all in this baggie, and just for future reference, I guess. I don't know. Like this was indeed the last time I ate at White Castle. Unless if they start changing back their recipe to the original early 1900s version, which is basically just beef and onions. But in any case, but yeah, it's like I was depressed. I mean, it was a little depressing. But again, it's more became bittersweet because again they're serving rubbish, serving garbage, toxic, highly processed garbage, and passing it off as food, which is very, unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, I made peace with myself. I'm like, there's no reason for it to stay around. So that's about it. But as y'all know, like I think I'm pretty sure in one of my previous videos, I spoken about the whole scamdemic during 2021 due the present time, not present time, due. What am I saying? Sorry. Unscripted, folks. This is why everything's unscripted, because you can see hilarious shit like this. But basically, until 2024, 2025, the whole scamdemic pretty much like destroyed a lot of places that I remember growing up in Queens, and it was very depressing. Notably, this one Indian restaurant on 74th Street. I eat it a lot. I ate there a lot. I remember like that's where I first had my taste of goat meat, and I fell in love with it. And it's gone. I had a lot of history over there. And more and more I just wonder, like, maybe this is it's not even worth moving back to New York. I don't know, other than the fact that it's very expensive and a whole lot of things are going downhill. And unfortunately, yeah, it does look like a lot of things are going downhill. So basically, I don't even want to be in Manhattan. Like, the second I get to Manhattan from New Jersey, right, in order to go to Queens, I just want to go to Queens directly. I don't even want to walk around Manhattan. It's a different vibe. It's a different energy. It's depressing, And like I told people, like back in the days, like, if you asked me my teens, like basically, oh man, if I was a multimillionaire, would I get a what you call it? That was, a rooftop apartment, penthouse. Sorry. Would you get a penthouse apartment in Manhattan? I'll be like, oh hell yeah, But as the time goes on, it's more like about Queens, man. Queens got that perfect balance of suburban and urban, and you have access to a lot of stuff, while feeling like fucking Jersey, which is like, Jersey's just, oh my god. Anyway, well, the middle Jersey, anyway, where I'm at. But I still think East New Jersey is very livable. It's the most livable part of New Jersey, pretty much, in my opinion. Without me having gone to anywhere near the part of Jersey that's near Philadelphia or something, but Philadelphia. What am I saying? I was just getting mixed up Pennsylvania. I thought I said Pennsylvania. Never mind. Again, unscripted. You get to see fun stuff like this. Yeah, Manhattan. From last I recall, like basically anything below Union Square is just like it's not the same. 9/11 just started the whole downhill trend of New York, going down to crapper, and it hasn't, it hasn't went back to what it used to be. The financial district is just depressing as hell. It's just like bleak. Chinatown, the Chinatown in Manhattan is just like, it's not like what it used to be too. It's not as bustling as it used to be, and 14th Street below, it's just like a lot of stores are closing. You see a lot of for rent signs. There's a lot of for rent signs all over the damn place. I never really went up, because I don't have the time. I never really went up past like Central Park, because I would like to hit up Harlem, just go walk around Spanish Harlem and all that, just kind of like, no ulterior motive. It's not like I'm like, looking for, beautiful Latinas or anything. But yeah, I haven't been up there, so I don't know how much that area has changed a lot over the years. But basically, Manhattan, like anything below 14th Street, really drastically changed. Herald Square, if you've seen it in its heyday of the Manhattan Mall, when it was still a mall and still operational, and all the storefronts there. Basically, it was quite a different vibe and everything. You can still feel the energy, and that energy has been going ever since. And now, unfortunately, the economy has gotten so bad throughout the years. Right now, it's the absolute worst. Is it gonna get any worse? I hope not, but I think it is. Basically, you see a lot more storefronts closing up, a lot of for rent signs. When I walked through Astoria, right, basically if those who know, basically those who know, but basically if you're not familiar with it, there's this area called Steinway Avenue, right? Long stretch of highly commercialized area, and basically there's like a lot of storefronts there. Basically, it was like a shopping center, right? And over time, a lot of these storefronts they start closing up. All you see is for rent signs, like one after the other, right next to each other. There's like literal rows of them next to each other, right? And these are stores that's been around for God knows how long, and they close up shop too. And basically, the most telltale sign that things are getting really bad is when the neighborhood supermarket just off of Steinway, right? It's just like it's on that same block, but it's closed up. A supermarket and a Dollar Tree. So if those two are closing up shop, that's not a very good sign. Meanwhile, all the other storefronts that are like been out of business for a while with the for rent signs, nobody still picked them up. So it's kind of like kind of a bad scenario. But like it's not a really good sign. So I mean, and something I forgot to mention regarding the White Castle that was in Helmhurst that's like closed up the landmark. Basically, they're gonna build an apartment building on top of it, well, on top of that site. So it's just kind of like it's gonna look kind of awkward. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I mean, there's a lot of these buildings being built up, and yet, I mean, are people gonna be really living in there and stuff? And overall, it's just to me more and more. It just seems like it's not worth living in New York. It's a shame, and I hate saying that. I can't believe this is coming out of my mouth. It's not worth living in New York City, and I love New York City to death. I mean, you have access to a lot of stuff. I mean, all the Chinese supermarkets you could go to, and you have all these like Chinese herbs and whatnot. You can't get that shit in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey. You can't get much of anything in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey. And but I mean, Jackson Heights is so bustling. I love Jackson Heights to death, but it's really sad. I mean, I don't know, and I don't think New York City's gonna recover because basically now the problem is that the economy. This is a national and now a global situation right now. So this is like there's a bigger issue at play here, and I don't know how we're gonna recover from this. And it's very, very dire. And like I said, I don't know what's going on in New York. And this is gonna be a bad cycle because people who don't have money because they lost their jobs because these store closings or the people who run those places, they can't. It's like they can't really help to support the other businesses because obviously they don't have the money to support them now. So it's really a tragic scenario, and I don't know how long this is go on for, but it's not. If New York City does recover, it's not going to be anytime soon. I don't know if this is all a major city thing too, because I know like no, I haven't seen videos of San Francisco or LA or Chi-Town as of recent, but I mean, you hear throughout the years that things are getting worse and worse, especially like San Francisco and whatnot. So I can imagine they're all in the same boat too. But like I mentioned, like I mean, I've been to a few clubs recently to help out my friend, and I mean it's still bustling, especially during the summer. The winter is like a mess, But like, but the summer is still busy. But how long can you keep it up? I mean, with $15 drinks and $20, $30 entry fees and whatnot. Doesn't really make any sense. I don't know. I really don't know what's gonna happen. I hope I'm wrong with New York City not being able to bounce back, but I just don't know. It's really a shame. I mean, the economy has to bounce back, and everybody needs to be able to freely spend money how they see fit. And I don't know. And another issue with New York City is the housing issue too. I mean, basically back in my days, basically when I was still living there, you could get a 1-bedroom for a decent one for $1K. Now for $1K and change, all you could do is get a room. Absolutely insane. I don't know, man. Anyway, I'm gonna end it right here. Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? You know, whatever. I don't know. Just you know, if you want, hit me up in the comments. I'm gonna hopefully try to reply. I'm not a very good replier. I'm not really used to this whole thing, you know. But in any case, I'm just gonna end it right here. Y'all have a good one. Good luck. God bless. Take care. As always, keep it real. Later.